What's going on, guys? The Comics Kid 2099 here. Welcome to day 97 of the 365-day graphic novel review challenge. Today, I want to talk to you about another Star Wars book. This one did not come from the children's section of my library. It came from the adult section of the library. This is Darth Vader, Volume 1 by Kieran Gillen and Salvador Larroca. This volume is titled Vader, and this is the first 6 issues of an ongoing series featuring Darth Vader. This is set in between A New Hope and Empire Strikes Back, and when I first heard that this was a thing, I really wasn't sure how this would work. I wasn't sure if doing an ongoing series with one of the bad guys was actually a good idea. And I think the way this book handles it is very smart, and it is probably the best that this series could ever be. If you told anyone else to do an ongoing series featuring one of the antagonists, I think that they couldn't do a better job than what we have here. And what I really like about this book, it does kind of like what I was talking about a couple of days ago in Darth Vader in The Lost Command, in that we get to see that Darth Vader is not very happy working with the Emperor and the Empire, but he does what he has to do because he knows that he cannot go back to the life that he had in the prequels. And I really like getting to see him be walked all over by just about everyone in this book, but at the same time, he knows that he is awesome, and whenever possible, he is not going to take crap from anybody. There are a few different moments in this book where people try to treat him like garbage, and then he turns it right around on them, and it's really cathartic seeing that play out in this book. This is really cool. We get to see Darth Vader. Slight spoilers for this book. I don't really know how to talk about this without spoiling some stuff here, but since these spoilers also concern movies that are over 30 years old, I think it's okay to go ahead and throw those spoilers out there. So we get to find out that Darth Vader, he finds out how Luke Skywalker is his kid, and that's really cool getting to see that happen, because when you watch A New Hope and The Empire Strikes Back, in The Empire Strikes Back, he just knows. We don't know how he found out, but he just knows. And we get to see him kind of arrive at that conclusion here, and that's really cool. And this kind of puts how Darth Vader and the Emperor act in those movies into a different perspective for me, because whenever I watch Return of the Jedi and Darth Vader is telling Luke, hey, you and I can kill the Emperor, and then we can rule the galaxy as father and son, I always took that as the Emperor was telling Darth Vader to say that, and that that wasn't actually what Darth Vader wanted to do. I was never convinced watching Return of the Jedi that Darth Vader actually wanted to turn on the Emperor until he actually turns on the Emperor at the end of the movie. But here, we get to see that Darth Vader does not like the Emperor, and rightly so. The Emperor is kind of a jerk, and he's constantly manipulating Darth Vader, and here Darth Vader is basically sick and tired of it. And we get to see that he is about ready to turn the tables on the Emperor if possible, and it's really interesting getting to see Kieran Gillen take this character and fill in the gaps in between A New Hope and Empire Strikes Back. And before reading this, I would have said those gaps don't really need to be filled, but now I'm very interested in seeing where Kieran Gillen is going to go with this, and Salvador Larroca, obviously. One thing that I am a little curious about is that when you watch A New Hope and The Empire Strikes Back, in A New Hope, basically everyone on the Death Star and in the Imperial cruisers, they all treat Darth Vader like he's a joke. They talk about his ancient religion that hasn't been able to serve him in finding the rebels. They give him orders like he's just another thug working for them. They don't treat him like he's the second command of the Empire, which is how pretty much every other Star Wars story has treated Darth Vader. And then when you get to Empire Strikes Back, Darth Vader is on that Imperial cruiser, and nobody is giving him orders. He is definitely in charge in that movie. Here, we're acting like Darth Vader is basically scum of the earth, and everyone in the Empire can give him orders if the Emperor desires. And it's going to be very interesting getting to see Kieran Gillen take him from how he was in A New Hope to how he will be in The Empire Strikes Back. And I hope that he does actually take the character through that arc. I hope that he doesn't ignore how Darth Vader was treated in The Empire Strikes Back, because this book is very consistent with how he was treated in A New Hope, but I would like to see him organically arrive to how he was treated in The Empire Strikes Back. And we get to see Darth Vader kind of fighting for his position a little bit here, and so I imagine that we are going to get to see him kind of earn the position that he has in The Empire Strikes Back. And that'll be really interesting to see that play out here, and I am very much looking forward to reading some of these other volumes. But this is definitely worth reading if you are a fan of Star Wars, if you're a fan of Darth Vader. I did not think that this would work in the way that it does, but it definitely works even better than I thought it would. We get to see evil versions of Darth Vader, not Darth Vader, we already have a Darth Vader. We get to see evil versions of Han Solo, 3PO, and R2-D2, sort of. That's really interesting to see play out here, and I would have thought that would have been really stupid and silly if you had told me that we we would get to see kind of evil versions of those characters, not actual like mirror universe versions or anything like that, but characters who are very similar to those characters, but they work with Darth Vader. And that's really interesting to see, very awesome, and I am very much looking forward to reading the rest of this series. So if you haven't read this series before, what are you doing watching this video? Go read this book. This is awesome. I cannot wait to talk about the other volumes in the series. I cannot wait to read the other volumes in the series. And that's about all that I have to say. I hope that you guys liked my review of Darth Vader Volume 1. And if you did, be sure to like, share, comment, and subscribe. And I will be back tomorrow with an entirely different video. In the meantime, you guys have a great rest of the day. Catch you later.